and we are live with Lifts and Deep Hangster. And there is definitely a fire burning on the dance floor because we are going to talk all things Toastie Co today.
Feeling a little toasty in here. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. I couldn't help myself.
That's about as corny as it gets.
I know. We'll have to elevate our pun game. It's on the roadmap. It's on the roadmap. You know.
It is definitely on the roadmap. Deep Hang, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Maybe you need to unmute.
He is unmuted on the yard. So Tony, you saying you can't hear him?
Yeah, so I'm not able to hear him from the here.
Oh, rats. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can do a little finagling here. If I change my Deep Hangster, you want to try that again?
Should I unmute?
Yes, unmute on StreamYard, definitely.
Can you hear me?
Tony, any luck there?
No luck here.
Oh gosh, our science experiment has gone.
We gave that a gamble. Okay, so
let's see. Deep Hang, is there any way that you could join? I see you're on Spaces. Is that on your laptop?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and bring that with you. We'll keep you on stream, but we'll mute you on stream, and then we'll just do the audio through your laptop. Even if it's a little bit crummy, it'll be okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So while Deep Hang does that, for those of you who are tuning in, we are live on YouTube. We are live video on X, and then we are also on Spaces because we are, as Pitbull would say, Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, we are what? Trimal casting at this point?
I mean, who knows what kind of international laws we are breaking at this point? If we go on Twitch, we actually might be violating a terms of service, but hey.
I was about to say, I feel like that's the one we haven't dabbled in yet.
They're not about the bilocation, trilocation lifestyle yet.
All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to resend Deep Hang a co-host invite.
Excellent. But, hey, it's a good day to be a doodle.
Yeah, I've seen a number of people in in a couple group chats that their Crocs have been moving.
Ooh, some Crocs shipping out?
Yeah, so that's good. I know that a lot of people got that first wave of Crocs. But right now, okay, let's see.
That would be me. I was on the first wave.
All right, I guess I'll just cancel the invite and then just let them up.
Do it. All right, let's see.
All righty.
Let's see. Come on, Elon. Father Elon. Deep Hang, can you hear us?
I can hear you, but
yes.
There's a little bit of a delay. I can hear myself, so.
Oh, okay. We can hear.
Wait, if you can.
Oh, try to mute your phone or turn the volume down on your phone. Maybe that's causing that echo. But the audio and video is in sync, so you can stay streamed and you'll be money making.
Got it. 1 second here.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. So rock it.
Yes. I'm so happy.
All right. Y'all can hear me?
Yep, we can hear you and we can see you.
Loud and clear.
You are alive at 5.
Live at 5.
Oh.
Whatever those headphones are.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I'm just gonna get on Spaces on my phone.
That's fine.
That's fine.
And just dish the video.
That's all good.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
I'll be done.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh man, how funny was that?
That was pretty good. Now I'm giant on the stream lifts.
I know. I saw that. I'm gonna
to
go back to our old mode here. There we go. That was wild. Yeah, we have a technological lift to be a live guest on our space. So maybe we'll have to work on that. But
that's all good. At least we gave it a try. I mean, Deep Hang was definitely very down and interested in being able to try out the live stream. So now we know that for some reason the StreamYard thing, we're gonna have to game it.
We'll get it sorted. We'll get it sorted. We'll get it sorted. Deepang, you are here free of technological encumbrance. How are you doing, man?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right.
How's it go, man? I appreciate you attempting your best to join our video stream. It can be kind of cumbersome. So,
No worries.
well, we'll get it sorted. We'll have the red carpet rolled out. So we appreciate you incubating with us. You know, you're building in public with us.
No, I appreciate it, man. Really, really appreciate it. I'm really, really excited about just getting more involved. So,
Dude, well, we're so glad you could join us tonight. We know that you don't have, a ton of time, so we kind of want to jump right into it just to kind of set the tone for everybody. Deepankster got his commercial experiment approved for the Toastie Co. I won't say too much about what that is. Do you want to kind of give us the elevator pitch on what is the Toastie Co, and then we can kind of just dive in and learn more about what you're up to?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, this started a while ago. I probably late last year, beginning of this year. I got into doodles around that time, and was just kind of like all of us here, were just kind of like blown away by the massive potential of the IP. And around that time, my wife and I were starting kind of a side business, kind of a passion project with working with fragrances and candle making. And it when I just kind of looked at the Doodles IP, I was like, man, we can do there. It's such a good fit to really kind of enhance the brand of Doodles through scent branding. And so since then, I just kind of been playing with what might a Doodles kind of brand smell like, and been kind of working with a fragrance lab to kind of iterate and just kind of mess around with different fragrances. But yeah, I just saw the potential of yeah, working with fragrance, with and candles, in terms of really kind of almost kind of another level of uniting the Doodles community. I know a lot of people are kind of global, and it's tough with all the IRL events to make it to all of them, and just being able to have a little piece of Doodles in their home, whether it's through different merch. But I thought with fragrance and candles, I think it would be a great fit. So
Now, I'm thinking, what do doodles smell like? I mean, maybe they're degens.
Yeah.
They smell like a locker room, or the rainbow puke, like baby barf. I don't know if you've ever smelled a Tide to Go pen before,
Oh my gosh. Okay,
but maybe
you might
that'll
have
help
one of
some
you might
R&D.
have one of the only routes for monetization for the smoking doodles. Like, I know there's some kind of manly candles that have like a tobacco and whiskey smell.
for
and
sure,
it's not
a
bad.
musky smell.
Musty, yeah.
Hey, you might have the only route to monetization for them. But you may appreciate this as someone with a little bit of medical training. We're talking about
Yeah.
smells, and we know that smells take a direct route to the limbic system, which is in charge of emotion and
Exactly.
memory. So we're talking about that
Exactly.
smell hits you, pop, puts you right there.
Exactly. 100%. It activates something deep in your memory. I know the Doodles brand is all about joy, coloring the world with joy, and when we think of it, it's just kind of a lot of what I was kind of thinking about is kind of bringing you back to your childhood, just the kind of the carefree kind of living and just being outside. The sweet smells, the grass smells, the ice
Mhm.
cream, the candy, all of that. So
Yep.
yeah, just wanted to incorporate all that.
So now you're like in your day job. What is it that
Yeah.
you do?
It's completely different. So yeah, I'm a physician in Southern California. I'm trained in internal medicine and geriatrics. So I take care of the older population. But yeah, I mean, it's completely different. But at the same time, I mean, I think I love what I do because I get to serve, I get to help and just kind of bring a little bit of really joy to a little bit of hope to people around me. So in that sense, it's a little bit related, but it's honestly a stretch. It's just something I'm passionate about.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, I
And
love
and
it.
and did you get like some kind of like where'd you take like your deep dive into like making candles or like, figuring out all this aromatherapy and all that stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've always loved to tinker, and I just kind of get into things. Once I'm curious about it, I just kind of tinker around and mess around with, it used to be coffee, then I kind
Nice.
of moved to, it's always been cooking. So, Chef Tony, I'm sure you
Yeah.
appreciate it. Um, wine and whiskey, just different note. There's a lot of similarities, with the different notes that you can appreciate. It's very similar with fragrances and candles. So there's a lot of overlap there.
Nice. That's awesome. That's great. I mean, my question is, you said you work with geriatric patients. I'm like, when Toastie Co on QVC? When are they ordering that? When are they ordering that on TV? Onboarding the ever aging population of the United States. It's a great
Yeah,
market.
onboarding my 90-year-old patients. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be amazing if I get to that point.
yeah.
Really far down that funnel.
Did you guys know that this candle comes with a digital collectible? How crazy is that? No, I'm just kidding.
They're like, "Oh, is it on Flow or
Is that Flow blockchain?
walletless onboarding?" I've
Back in
heard
my
about
day,
that.
we used ETH. Uh, no, that's
Sure.
awesome. I mean,
Maybe in a few generations.
yeah, right, yeah. When the Zoomers come of age, right?
Zoomers, yeah.
But so okay, so you said it started off as kind of a passion project between your wife and yourself. Now, so is this
Yeah.
something where you had made candles, sold candles under a different branding before, or
Yeah.
how did everything come to be where it is now?
Yeah. So yeah, we have a different kind of LLC together. But yeah, it's almost, yeah, it's separate, but of course there's overlap because we're still making candles. It's just for a different purpose. So we've been doing that for maybe like a year and a half together, and it's really just friends and family, just kind of selling on the side. It's nothing too big. It's just kind of fun for us.
Nice.
And I also thought one thing that's pretty unique about your situation is that I think when everybody saw like a lit head doodle, like
Yes.
what did people think when they saw that, right? Like I think Aton down in the crowd, he was like Bic lighters, but
Right.
just
Right.
you're just thinking like where can you slap this thing on? And
Exactly.
like that was just like oof, that it's such a unique rare head in the collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love them. Do you want to talk a bit about like how you matched with this lit head, like how that process worked? Because I think that's it is like a community collaboration in regards to the
Yeah.
IP, which is pretty neat.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, I don't own this lit head, but um, I just kind of reached out to some of the lit head owners that I thought would be a great fit, and so Conquad would, massive shout out to him.
Great guy.
I
Great
met him
guy.
in person. Yeah, I met him at camp, so that was great. Just to kind of see and just kind of touch base with them IRL. But yeah, just kind of was just like, hey, I love the potential that we can that there is with the lit head IP, and he just was like, yeah, go for it. And the crazy thing is, just the funny thing is, he's like, I love candles too, so it works out. So
I can imagine him saying that
um,
too in his Conquad voice.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah, yeah. So he's been amazing. He's just like, go for it and use the IP how you want. I brought a candle for him and he approved. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of that's how we connected, and it's just very cool that it's just another aspect of what I love about Web3.
Now,
just the community building.
now let me ask you this, because there's a couple different facets to this question. One, obviously, you said that you kind of worked with Conquest on this one. Will there be additional candles that also feature lit heads, or there will be ones that don't feature lit heads? Where is your thought to go?
Yeah.
Is candle too far? Too far? I mean, don't I won't hold you to it, but I'm just curious.
Is there going to be like
Yeah.
a gym scent?
A headband just wraps around a
Yeah.
candle. I mean, I'm saying it works. I'm just
I'm not going to say no to that, but yeah, I think this specific scent, I wanted it to kind of be the signature.
nice.
But there's so much potential with all the different kind of doodles characters. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking at that as different fragrance possibilities for different characters.
Now,
So
part two of this question is, and this, if you haven't thought about this, perfectly fine. But I noticed with the Rolling Dudes event, so they made a plushie, right, of this ice
Yeah.
cream cone, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's incredible. And then I went straight to the collection, and I was like, why don't I recognize this? And I was like, oh, because it doesn't exist. Like, it doesn't exist in the collection, and that's where we've seen Doodles kind of do a little mix and match with their kind of stuff. And part of the brand Bible, I believe, don't quote me, but I believe, says that you can basically cross license. Like, if you get approval from multiple doodles that have different traits, you can essentially mix and match them. Like, would that be something that you
I
consider
didn't
doing?
know that.
Like I said,
Yeah,
don't
for
quote
sure.
me, but I'm fairly certain that's what it's.
I
that's what it
think
says in
you're
the brand
correct.
Bible.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is amazing. I didn't even know that. So thank you for that. Yeah, definitely be open to that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I think knowing that, and that's why I like really opens up the door for different kind of partnerships, stuff like that. In the future, you could even rev share in different ways with people with different traits, which
Yeah.
is kind of interesting. But yeah, super cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I mean, I want to work with as many community members, as possible. I want this to be a community project. So, I've been in touch with Art Dude primarily, but I've reached out to other artists as well, and I feel like, you know, um, there's two things about candles that make a brand unique. It's the fragrance, but the other aspect is the design. So those are the two things that um, are possible ways in which you can distinguish yourself. And I think with the design aspect, we have amazing artists in the doodles community.
Agreed.
And yeah, I mean, I just want to see. I see the potential of a box design or the label design as like an IRL canvas that I can bring into people's homes,
Mm-hmm.
and highlighting these artists for what they do, and having it displayed. I mean, it's much smaller than a typical canvas, but at the same time, it'd be great to have
No,
more people see this in real life.
there's definitely something to that. Like, I think about, and I know I could be a bit of an extreme, but for me, like, we, in my house, my wife persistently has a candle going. There's always a candle going.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
but I know for me, I'm like, yeah. So we like to have lo-fi music on the background, so it's lo-fi dudes.
Yeah.
The majority of the time.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, can I have a doodle candle? In these things, like, I'm like, let me slowly replace all the elements of my life with doodle things. But to your point, it brings joy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm not making a sacrifice. I'm fairly often making an upgrade when I get to do stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think our demographic, a good amount of us are either dating or married, and are somewhat candles traditionally are the market is the middle-aged woman, or 25 to 40ish,
Mhm.
but and that's not middle age, um but yeah, I think we all, a lot of us are married or dating, and I think
We're purveyors of
having some
candles.
sort of a connection. Yeah, exactly. So it is one of the most gifted things.
When I start to know that
another aspect of onboarding.
when I start to know that anthropology has the good candles, you know what I mean? It's like, then
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Domesticated.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I've just like got a couple other like curiosities
Yeah.
in regards to, so like you said you've made candles some bit. Now your plan with this experiment,
Mhm.
could you give like a little bit like, hey, I'm planning, like, have you designed it at all a
Mhm.
little bit? Like where you're gonna sell it, or like any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So the main channel, it's evolved with all the different kind of iterations. But the main channel that we landed on is direct to consumer.
Okay.
And so I'll be pretty much doing online, um, and focused actually primarily on our current community within Twitter.
Hmm.
But I do hope to. It's such a juggernaut to tackle Instagram or TikTok, but I do hope to get there, and I'm going to dabble in making it um, um, uh, somewhat of a visibility on those platforms as well.
Sure.
But yeah, it's pretty much a direct to consumer. I actually started off. My proposal was initially kind of it was a much bigger kind of proposal to almost sell at camp, as
Hmm.
just adding to the IRL experience at camp.
Right.
Yep.
But kind of toned it down a little bit. So
Okay. Speaking of that, so this is, I think you probably have some insight into this or a good example. I remember your initial ink was, I
yeah,
won't say large. I would say large relatively to other proposals that have passed, but I think
yeah,
it's one of those things
yeah,
that, I think it's good that people understand that businesses, require capital. But I know that
yeah,
you had to scale down your proposal to make it more of an MVP, more of this. Can you walk us kind of what that process was like for you?
yeah. I think it was. I mean, I this is all I'm trained in medicine, and you know I I have no like serious kind of background in starting a business,
Sure.
but um, I've learned by osmosis. My wife is in business, and I uh, just kind of absorbing it all. I love it. But basically, kind of going back to that, she kind of tore my proposal down multiple times, and we just kind of worked on it together. The first iteration, and so before even sending it, it was like a grueling process for me, and she didn't hold back, which is good. I
Yeah.
needed that. Kind of learned a lot about um, you know all the aspects of writing a pitch, and forming a pitch. So from there, and kind of how it went from that quite large kind of ask and proposal to where I am to where it got approved. I think it makes a lot of sense. Um, I think the process was it really forced me to see if I really believe there was a market for this,
Hmm.
even if I had to do the marketing and all of that. And it took me a while to actually feel and believe, like not believe. I didn't make myself believe, but I had to kind of go through the process of really seeing if I challenging myself and thinking, is there really a potential market for this?
Hmm.
And so I landed on I think there is, so let's try it out. And if it doesn't work out, I'm totally fine with it. But if it does, I mean, I think there is. So that's why I went forward with it, even at such a smaller scale kind of level. So
Yeah, I mean, I think I love what you were saying there. It really forces you to think. Is there an addressable market for this product? And I loved it. It reminded me of what Tony tweeted out. Z posted out the other day about how he had a consulting call where he was encouraged to check his assumptions, right? And I remember that brings me back to our eldest TGID Doodle Bank proposal, right, where we wanted to do an animated show, all this stuff. and to do
Mhm.
exactly what we set out to do. And actually, at a very, very, very fair value for what we wanted, it's going to be $250,000. No question about it. If we were to do that exact thing, there was a lot of assumptions that went into that, this, that, and the other. And I want to see if you've struggled with this, and maybe just so we can commiserate together. As as a creative, as a person who's passionate, you want to do the best version of your thing, right? You want to see it executed to the fullest ability to do that.
Yeah.
And so for
Yeah.
me, it was a huge, like, kind of tectonic shift to shift my brain around to be like, okay, let's boil this down to like first principles, simple, simple, simple. Can I sell 500 candles on
Yeah.
Twitter, and start there?
Yeah.
Did you go through a similar process?
Yeah, definitely. I think I I I think it was just it really pushed me to go deeper on the actual consumer insights
Mm-hmm.
that were maybe not really, you know, fleshed out as much when I initially put the proposal in. Um, and so all in all, it was just a really really good process, and it made me actually feel more convicted about the proposal at this level. So, but yeah, I'm always open. I'm always open to pivoting. That's why I even changed the name. Initially the proposal was Lit Dude, and then we changed it to Toasty, um, and because of kind of the process that I went through. So
That's cool. I like, symbolic changes and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I'm sure you've done a lot more experiments than I have, like not being a scientist by day of sorts. I'm sure you know the scientific method and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, granted that whole thing, like when we did the Doodle Bank back in the day, it was that whole idea of like coming up with a minimum viable product,
yeah,
right? And that's also what the inaugural council has had to do with the incubator, right? Like they had to
right,
like, all right, there's nothing, and then you're like, all right, here's my idea, here's what I want to do, and then you're like, okay, well, what can I actually do right now? I think it's gonna make it all the more sweet once it works out, and you like, oh, and you're like, man, I really hustled for that thing. Um,
for sure.
a slice of humble pie. We might not be part of like the ApeCoin DAO that has like $500 million or nouns with all their stuff.
We're scrappy, yeah.
We're being scrappy, yeah. Um, but yeah, like you're saying, I mean, I think you've got a really cool element because you're talking about sensory, right? You're doing sense.
Hmm.
I'm doing tastes. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm really
Mhm.
excited and hoping to see more people try to come up with interesting ideas. But because the fun part is like you get to do something that you really love, and if you can
yeah,
make that your
yeah,
job, that's pretty cool. Or just even
100%.
a hustle out of it. Like, man, I'm
Yeah,
bullish on that.
yeah. I was just talking to my wife the other day. I was like, man, what did we used to do before all this? Because we have kids. After we put the kids down, it was just like veg out time, and
Yeah.
and now like we're like super just energized. We're just kind of looking forward to what we're gonna be doing after the kids are down. Of course, we're being there for the kids, but before that, it was just like Netflix or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that,
Sure,
but I feel so much more energized. And so
purpose
it's a fun
driven.
process. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, I do want to just go ahead and make sure that we open the floor to anybody else. Like this is Ink Tank. It's Doodles community Twitter space. We're here with Deepang, founder of Toastie Co., one of the most recent commercial experiments passed by the incubator, making candles. And I'd like to also pass it to 8270 GM.
GM.
Yo, GM. I originally popped up because I'm pretty certain the Pankster called me middle aged, which no offense to that, but it is what I was like.
Age
I was
docs.
sitting listening, and I was like, "There's no way he just said that's middle aged." And I'm like, "No, he definitely said that's middle aged."
Everyone's middle aged to me,
Yeah,
the kind of patients that I see. So
yeah. Compare. It's all relative. right?
Our
Yeah, that's fair.
mental age.
I couldn't believe it. Anyway, so apparently I'm borderline geriatric. Let's go.
There you go.
Hey,
82.
that's awesome. That's awesome. No, this
But
is
yeah, toast or the Tankster. I love what you're cooking up. Very excited about it all. Yeah, I think how you pivoted the proposal or how you modified it to make it something that the council was kind of more excited and willing to support. I think it says a lot about you and your passion for this, which I think is really cool. A lot of people could have taken that news and thought, yeah, you know what, it's not worth it. I don't want to do this anymore. But the fact that you kind of doubled down and said, all right, I'll do it for 8,000 or whatever the ask is. And
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about you and your passion for this. And I'm excited. I'm ready to order a candle. Now, I have one question to Pankster. Did you
Yeah.
plan for it to be ink 42? Because there's a few.
I just realized
Noise.
this. Like when you put it on the Discord, I was like, dude, this is perfect.
it's meant to
Like,
be.
it is meant to be. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, 82. Thank you so much. I mean, I think on the back end, I've been kind of pestering you on Discord like all the time. So, I thank you for tolerating what I've been texting you about. So, very helpful.
It's all part of the job. It's I have a few pots on the stove, and I'm just trying to make sure none boil over. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
When you're
And
making candles, is it literally called cooking? Like, are you cooking them or
I don't. Yeah, good question.
are you baking
melting?
candles or?
Well, we're melting
Molding?
the wax and then pouring the candle.
Mm.
Yeah.
Let Deepang pour.
Let him pour.
We got to like come
Little
up with
pour,
like some little
pour over a
slogan.
little coffee combination.
There you go.
Okay, Deepang, you mentioned trying to leverage the market currently on Twitter amongst like doodle holders who would be silly not to. Have you considered at some point kind of weaponizing the community and doing like affiliate codes or something like that, letting the community spread your gospel for you?
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of working out how I'm going to go about marketing all this, but I think I think I haven't kind of solidified the plan in terms of I want the Doodles community to feel like, hey, like they're part of this, and also, there's actually somehow I can kind of reward holders
Sure.
in being part of this. So
Yeah, I think that's great to want to be able to do that. I think the incubator can act as kind of a rewards flywheel by the products it creates, which is really great, whether that's like discounts to holders or raffles or giveaways or whatever. But I'm not trying to push it on you particularly, but just to kind of put this idea out there on the ether. Like I think affiliate codes is an interesting way to do that, because community members who choose to want to create that value for themselves, and obviously it comes back to you as well. It's just an interesting prospect.
Yeah, I'm open to ideas. That's great.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Like you're saying, lifts. I mean, a lot of people do like that through that platform that must not be named TikTok. Like a lot of people are like, hey, like, download grab my stuff from Amazon and get 15% off, and then you get a kickback.
Yeah. Hey, it works.
It's smart because like you're saying, I mean, it's like hiring people without like, I mean, it's a performance-based return for people. So like it incentivizes people to actually want to hustle to like go get some bread.
Yep, 100%. And show off your candles if they just genuinely love them, which is great.
Yeah.
Now,
regardless, I want to be as authentic as possible, in terms of, if somebody, and part of it is I do want to gift certain members, and I'd be okay if they don't even mention it, or they if they genuinely like the product. I want that to kind of be publicized. But if they don't, totally fine.
you should also probably try to pay Pranksy and Get him to fill it.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
you want your, marketing to be authentic and your love created for the community.
Yeah.
That 100% makes sense.
Now, there's, at least for those that celebrate, I mean, we're definitely coming around, Christmas,
Yeah.
Hanukkah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've got any idea of like when you might be launching, possibly ish, seasonally wise.
Yeah. I definitely want to launch before Christmas.
Ooh.
Yeah. So my hope is I can get things together. Um, you know, production and the campaign. I think this is optimistic, but within the beginning of December. But that's the hope. That's what I'm shooting for.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
And then I guess just other logistical wise things, like, are you doing this like in home production?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. And what's the other question? And now in terms of from an e-commerce standpoint, have you figured out like what, like, are you going to use Shopify or any stuff like that, or is that stuff you're still figuring out?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a Shopify account. I haven't publicly launched it yet. So I'm working on it. I still need production shots. I still need to kind of work with artists with helping out with the banner design, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's going to be Shopify, and then I'll have my accounts that I also haven't worked on just yet. So yeah.
Nice.
Dude, it's
That's
exciting. I'm pretty pumped. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a learning process, regardless. So I'm loving the process.
It's going to be a toasty Christmas, hopefully. Hopefully, not hold you to it, but
No, that's the goal. Make it a toasty Christmas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like you said, the cool part about at least just being a doodle, particularly, like there's people from all sorts of backgrounds, right? Like if you're trying to find different carpentry stuff, hit up Kyle or Ponch. They definitely like thick ash wood. But just to that point, right? Like, I think you're somebody who's like always been out there, like super supportive on the timeline. You're always present and sharing, you know, support for other people. So I'm sure that it's definitely reciprocated if you're like, hey, like, let me try to focus group these ideas, or like maybe just ask somebody like, hey, look, here's an idea. I mean, I do it all the time. Like, dude, Lifts knows very well that like I'll just randomly at all times just ping and be like, hey, here's a conundrum. Like,
it's always preceded
what's
by
your
a
opinion?
GM.
I at least like
Tony's like,
yeah,
GM,
do that.
What's going on here? Let's take a look.
Yeah, and it's something that's really pretty special, because it's not like I have like 8 siblings or anything. I mean, maybe some people do, but I don't know if you get along with them like you do with friends.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the fun part, right? And now it's like getting to be with other friends that are like building products and stuff. It's neat, right? Because we're definitely not like in competition with each other, which is also fun.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like the one of the benefits of just kind of being part of a community, or just the quality of the people within the tools community. I just can't say much more. I mean, I think I the only thing is I haven't done that as much as at your level, Tony, and I look up to what you're doing and really engaging at that kind of level. So love to see it.
Hey, no, I appreciate the love. I mean, really, the door is always open. If you ever want to, workshop ideas or whatever, just shoot them my way. I will definitely give you my opinion, honestly. I think that's the best thing, right? Some people are like, oh yeah, whatever. It's like, I don't know, like I like to poke holes and stuff. I like to play devil's advocate. I mean, I do that in my own home, maybe to the avail of like, oh, can we just agree? But
well, I think that's kind of cool in the way that maybe we'll kind of start to see a class of 23 or something like that emerge as far as the incubator. I imagine similar things happen in different accelerator programs. But the cool thing is that we get to watch this stuff happen in public, like the conversation Tony and you are having right now. You know what I mean? Like this is stuff
Yeah.
that would be happening off in a 3-month secluded, Y Combinator sprint somewhere, and no one would ever be the wiser. But I think it's really cool that we get to experience this all kind of together, and all feel like we're winning together in that way.
Yep. Yeah. Building together. Love it.
And it's neat. Like it's Poopy always used to say like they're building the plane as they're flying it, and that's
Yeah.
kind of right now like some stuff that I'm figuring out is like how do I keep people updated on what I'm doing. So I like whatever. I just figured out like what I'm doing is like I made a separate Twitter account and I'll like tweet from my main account and then retweet it over there. So it's like all
Yeah.
like if you go to that feed, you can just see stuff from that and that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else is going to figure out, oh, whatever, I'm going to make I don't know, like a blog website or a Google Doc or a Notion page or something. I think it's interesting to see that kind of stuff. And if you ever have updates and stuff, you could send them to us. I think what we're trying to just do with TG Ideas, whatever, just keep people like, yo, here's what's going on with this stuff. Like, let's get excited about it.
Will do. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely want to update you all in the community as I kind of go through this process. It's definitely a learning process. So
Speaking of that, so Deepang, I know your time may be short, so I wanted to ask you this. Like, it's a kind of a two-parter. So that's the first part first. What has been your biggest learning in this process in the incubator so far?
Biggest learning.
Mm-hmm. Or what would you want someone else to know who's about to embark in this process? Maybe if that's a different way to frame it.
8270 is a big softie. Oh, really? Is?
That's a good question. Let me just think about it. I think I'm just going to think out loud, but I do think this whole process has been what maybe I don't know if it's a learning, but I learned something about myself, and I think I never thought I would start something like this, but what I learned is when you kind of allow your curiosity to just go and just keep going and go deeper and deeper, you're never going to regret it. And so I'm at that point. I'm loving this whole process. So I think that's probably kind of one big kind of learning about myself. So
nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Now a little bit something more difficult. Not to put a wet blanket, no pun intended, on this candle. But so I hear you're saying lean into your curiosity and magical things have happened. So looking forward, two things. What are you looking forward to the most in this process? And what are you most apprehensive or afraid about?
What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the marketing campaign, even though I'm like, I am like so like scared shitless about it because I have no experience in marketing. I'm the recipient of marketing, and I kind of know about it, but I'm at the same time I'm excited about what it can do with the campaign, and just yeah. So I'm excited to work with the artists, and I'm getting some previews, and I'm just kind of blown away. Like, how did you think of that? And it's just like this is so awesome. Like, just to see the creativity come alive. So that aspect was definitely something I'm excited about. And sorry, Dulis, what was it? What was the second question?
Well, the second one was, what are you most afraid of? And it sounds like that it might be a double-edged sword with the marketing.
It is.
Nice.
Definitely.
Well, and I think that's so cool. And I really appreciate you saying that. And I didn't want to put you on the spot and be like, hey, let's get vulnerable here. But I think that it's really cool to hear you say that. Be like, hey, this is what I'm excited about. But it's also kind of, it's freaking me out a little bit because I think, if we see you win and we see you succeed, how cool is that going to be to know that you like overcame that and you succeeded? And I think a lot of times in this space, people can kind of be larger than life. We end up being these monoliths, and And so I think it's important to know that there's real people behind the PFPs and that you're real person doing real stuff. But I see Kyle, you have your hand up. Welcome to the stage, GM.
Hey, Jim, guys. How's it
Yo,
going?
What's going
What's up, Kyle?
on?
Yeah, I'm a little late to the party tonight, but better late than never. And I just overheard the Pinkster talking about marketing side, but yeah, so I just hopped up to say, one, thanks for hosting the space. Love it. Chef Tony, Dude Lifts, TGID, awesome. But the Pinkster, I mean, we're neighbors here in San
Yes,
Diego,
we're
man.
neighbors.
If you need some help, if you need some a little bit of marketing, whether it's some action shots, photography, man, just let me know.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine the candles
Serious?
on the wood. The candles on the wood.
Burn the place down,
Kyle,
man. Come
I
on.
will take
Yeah.
you up on that offer.
Yeah.
damn.
Man,
Let's
thank you.
let's grab some coffee and talk about it.
Let's do it.
All right,
For
man.
sure. Thanks for that offer, man.
I'm in the middle of a date night tonight, but it's rare my mom's in town, so we're getting a date night. But I wanted to hop up and say hello to everybody and love it. And I see Lobesy down there too. Really love that guy. Just so he knows, I've been a fan of
Mog
He's-
is the ticker.
I saw him. I saw him in the low. I saw him in the crowd.
Yeah, he's down there, man. I mean, he's probably okay. There we got a heart. All right, man. Love you, bud. I'm out of here, but yeah, the Pinkster hit me up, okay?
I will 100%.
All right, man. I'm gonna step down.
Dude,
Later, guys.
hey,
Take it easy, dude.
thank you.
Say hi to your mom.
How cool is that?
Oh yeah.
How cool is that?
Yes.
That Kyle just hopped up and goes like, "Hey, yo, that one thing that you are a little bit concerned about, let me help you out." How
That's
cool is that?
amazing.
Oh, we actually have Lobesy requesting. I'm scared, but also excited.
Fuck, I came up to come say what's up, man. Don't leave right now.
Oh, okay. I'm here, man. I got salmon on. I got salmon on the grill. My mom is in the house watching my 7-month-old, and who's probably gonna hit her head on something.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I fucking love you, Kyle. Do you? Go handle
kidding?
your fucking business.
Dude, I love you, Logie.
I'm about to pontificate and go fucking and go ham on 8270 because he's my bad books. Yo,
if I want to buy one of your MF or Studios thing, which one do I buy? I mean, do you have a favorite or what? I'm here buying stuff. Come on.
well, look.
Talk to me.
You know what? The path, like the past that like, and I'm actually I'm doing a surprise drop on everyone for Halloween. The pass that is in the fucking shape, in the shape of a condom. It's the first fucking the condom wrapper is the OG one. But listen, if you fucking if you are kind of serious about it, hit me up with the DMs, and I'll fucking maybe I could figure something out because.
Hey, let's do a BOGO, man. You know, I could always use an extra.
All right. Okay. Well, sounds
Okay.
good. Listen,
Yeah, Kyle's got 7. Kyle was about to buy a dyno.
And I always appreciate nice words. You're a fucking gem. You know who's
Loves
not
it.
a gem?
Okay.
You know who's
Who?
not a gem? 8270. Because anytime he goes on Spaces, never invites me. I gotta find him like stalker ex-girlfriend looking from the tree, like, oh, there's my guy. What's up, man? And then I come to the space. He's not even fucking talking. All right, not even saying anything. And it depends.
So good.
I love listening to you talk and what you're talking about. Toastie sounds like you're doing some things, and I always love when people are doing the do here. But 8270, you are my bad books. You know, you say nice things to me, but you never invite me to your spaces. You never had whatever they were called, doodle fucking hangouts or whatever that was called. I just thought I thought it was a part of the gang, man. But obviously I'm just like your retarded stepbrother. You want to hide everybody.
Oh my god!
It's just a long silence. Is Lopes even talking? Or
Oh yeah, did he rug for you too?
I'm fucking talking.
Is he rugging for you too, 82?
I love it.
I just need to say this real quick. 8270, fucking been watching the new fucking season of Survivor, and you motherfucker have been in my head rent fucking free. Because this guy, like, oh, this guy thinks he could fucking do me fucking at that game. I'll fucking work him at this shit. Like, this whole fucking season. I did not appreciate you talking that shit to me, because now like I watch it and I'm like, oh no, yeah, he has no shot, no fucking chance. And I'm mumbling to myself, and then fucking Mrs. Lovesy's like, are you talking to yourself? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what are you fucking saying, bro? Like, and I'm like, don't worry about it.
Lovesy's over there like 8270 thinks I won't get voted off the island.
Yeah, but fucking, I'm like, no, I'm fucking, don't worry.
I'll put out your torch.
I was just like, you know what? Would it be worth it just to fucking sacrifice my whole game just to get 8270 out first? And I was like, thinking about it, talking about it. And then Miss Lopes looks at me and she's like, hey man, I think you're getting dementia already. Like, and I'm like, fuck, ain't good.
Dude, I gotta meet Mrs. Lovesy, man. If and when, which is probably like I'm gonna be out in Japan soon because I like to travel. Like, dude, can I just meet Miss Lovesy and you, Lobes?
Oh
like,
yeah,
let's go out. Come on, we're doing it.
So Mrs. Lovesy. So okay, there's a MF. His name is Johnny Cash, right? And he's like me and him.
I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, he's dope. I fucking love him. Fucking anyways, he's like, listen, Lobes, I'm going to Tokyo, but I want to come stop through to Osaka, right? And I'm like, all right. So I'm like, yo, Mrs. Lobes, I said to Mrs. Lobes, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go meet one of my fucking internet friends. You want to come? She's like, no, you fucking nerds. And I'm like, come on, just come with me. And she's like, all right, okay, fuck it, let's go back. And she came out, and fucking me, Mrs. Lobesy, Johnny Cash, and Johnny Cash's brother fucking ended up tying one on at like 2 p.m. Like, we got fucking shit faced. And Miss Lobesy enjoys a cocktail-a-roo. So like, we ended up coming back. Like, we ended up fucking getting back on the train at like 8 o'clock. He had to go back to Tokyo and shit. And she's like, you know what? I had a really good time. And then another homie from fucking Web3 came through, and she was like about it. She's like, okay, let's go meet another one of your nerd friends. And she went, and she had the best time again. So like, yeah, no, listen, come out.
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Third time is the charm. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, listen.
I got you, Lobes. I'm coming out, and we're gonna have a good time. And it might not be this year, but it may be 2024 when the funds start flowing again.
Kyle, they haven't kicked me out of this bitch in 7 years. I'm so like, I'll probably be here for another few at least. And like, you know what's funny is that like, you motherfuckers think like I'm funny. I'm telling you, if you met my missus is the funny one of the couple, man. Like, she's a show fucking star. Like, when she gets rolling, like, she fucking murders. So like, we'll have a good time. Come to Osaka. Make sure you plan a night or two, and then we'll do it up.
Let's do it. And I'm just gonna say, I've been in spaces with you, Lobes, for like 3 years. And if Miss Lobesy is still with you, that girl is a gem, dude.
She's a fucking saint, bro.
She is a gem. And,
listen.
I love
This woman
We're
has
going off
put
the
up
walls
with my shit for 17 years. She deserves the Nobel Peace fucking prize, as far as I'm concerned. All right, like, I don't know what else I can fucking say, but it is what it is.
Love it. Well, I got to dip, but you guys have a great night, and love Ink Tank. What you're doing to Pinkster. Let's connect, and love hearing your voice, man.
Yo, Kyle, it was nice to talk to you, man. No, but you know who is not nice to talk to? 8270. That's who it's not nice to talk to.
Lovesy, I can't wait to vote you off the island. It's gonna be so easy.
What? Listen, you know what? No, because it's a social game, and I will fucking come in there. I'll act fucking stupid. I will crack some jokes. They will not kick me out. 8270. I'll be like, look at that guy. He looks scammy. He looks like he's talking
scammy.
Shit. Let's get him the fuck out of here.
Has anybody ever dive bombed their entire Survivor game just to get somebody else out?
Oh, dude, probably not. No, I don't think so. But I'm petty. Like,
you're that guy.
People do not realize the level of petty that I have. It's fucking god tier. I will. 8270 is on my fucking radar. All right. So,
Lobesy is the guy on the tribe. He's gonna be like eating all the rice, taking pictures. Meanwhile, the rest of the tribe is trying to survive, build a shelter. and they're gonna be like, "Yo, Lobesy, can you chill with the socials and come help out?" And
Look,
Lobesy's gonna be like, "But I'm building a brand here."
you know what 8270, like there's always some fucking jabroni that's always like they always taking naps and shit like that. I'm that guy, bro. Like they're gonna be like building away. They're like, where's Lobes? You're gonna find me under some fucking pom-pom. Yeah, pom-pom leaves taking a snooze, man. Like I'm like, and when they wake me, my line's gonna be like, I don't know if you guys know this, but a captain doesn't work alongside the crew. All right, so just fucking get back.
All right, Lobesy. Well, I gotta go because I'm cooking something up. I'm making some maple cinnamon bagels right now.
Ooh.
Decentralized toast.
Did
got
you
me on
boil
the
them?
bag.
Oh.
So
Did you boil them?
anyways, of course, I'm like a boil maxi now.
Okay.
If a bagel isn't boiled, I'll basically go to Tim Hortons and I'll be like, "Yo, are these bagels or boiled or not?"
Scooped.
Now, do you like Montreal bagels or New York bagels better?
Can you say that first one again, real quick?
Montreal.
Yo, I'll take any bagel, honestly, as long as it's boiled though.
See, Ayal is like he says that the Montreal bagel is a lot thinner, so the ratio is better. And he thinks the New York bagels are inferior. I haven't had one to compare it to, so I was just kind of curious.
I think
since you guys are both.
I think New York bagels are too dense, personally.
What?
Just saying.
What?
I think like
I disagree.
In this world, like a fucking Montreal breakfast bagel. All right, that's the hill I'm dying on. But
I
I'm
do
also
like
vegan.
Montreal steak seasoning. That stuff's good.
Nice.
I'll give it that. Big fan.
I thought 82. I thought originally when you said you were cooking maple, I thought that's like where it stopped. Like you're like, I'm refining maple syrup.
Cooking maple.
All right, listen. I came here for a good time, not a long time. I'm gonna get out of here. Tony, do lifts, fucking Mr. Toasties. Yeah, there we go. Ash, what's up?
Yo, hey, Lobes.
1 second. Bathtub Dino. I fucking love you, man. Where you been all my life? All right, 8270. What's up?
Oh no, you were just like going through listing people, and I was just I wanted to make sure you didn't miss me.
I said
Fair point.
everyone I wanted to say goodbye to. If I missed your, except for the listeners, I'm not listing everyone off, but all the speakers, I listed all the ones I wanted to say goodbye to. If I missed anybody, I don't know what to say. You figure it out. I love all of you. Have a great one. I'm sorry that I commandeered your space, but sometimes we need a little Lobesy in our life.
It's true. It's true. It is
damn straight.
It was welcomed. Need a little Lobesy in our life. That's awesome.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, spooky.
All right.
Spooky season.
All right, yo, I gotta head out as well.
Deepang, yes. I mean, that was such
thanks for having me on.
a nice outro.
Yep. Yeah. We look forward to seeing, how you progress with Toastie Co. Super excited for you and super appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing a little slice of your journey.
Me up. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And like we said, at any time, like you're like, oh, I want to give an update or whatever. Like, obviously you do your thing, but if you ever just want to come through to Ink Tank, or if you even wanted to set up a separate space, just let us know. We got you covered.
Thanks. All right. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Peace.
Deepang.
Ash. Yo.
GM Ash.
Yo, how's it going, man?
How's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
All good. I completely forgot what I came out for after Lobes.
Easy to do.
All good.
Easy to
We'll
do.
do it to you. Now, at least I could preface it. I did see that. Did you meet with 82 about your ink again?
Yeah. He was kind enough to give me a slot, and we had a chat last week on Friday, and we're meeting together again tomorrow to continue the chat.
Ooh.
So is that possibly foreshadowing a new ink, possibly, or
Yeah,
iteration?
it's just basically helping me understand what I need to do for a resubmission for the Ink 34.
Awesome. Because, dude, yeah, I when you had that thing going out there, I mean, to be honest, there's not like maybe I'm not going to try to overgeneralize, but like building tech products is fucking hard, and you have to like be from a really specific background and like skill set to be able to do that. So I think the fact that we could get something like that built from our community, I am rocking with that heavy. And I think that's really good that 82 is like willing to meet with you guys, because that's one thing I know when we were when I was on the watch that he was talking about was like trying to integrate like a human element to feedback and all that sort of stuff. I think especially, at least in my head, from someone that's doing a commercial experiment, like in the commercial experiment category, like you were hearing with Deepang, you don't always, I mean, unless you've done, I mean, made companies before, like, I don't know, or like, if you've made a bunch of products, or just how long the council's been around. And if they haven't been on product teams and stuff before, it's definitely a learning experience. But I really hope that you get something across this line to cook big time.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I mean, he could totally been like, oh, it's too late for this term anyway. But he was like, it is too late for this term, but let's get you set up for the next one, right? So it was nice of him. I'm looking forward to chatting more.
It's also, I mean, it's also nice of you for how understanding and appreciative you've been of the council. I think like that's one thing that my big takeaway from term one was, I don't think like as much as we can, we should be looking to have these one-on-one meetings and conversations with individuals who are excited about the incubator. Because like, I think the big concern going into the incubator from the council was, are we going to even get enough proposals from within the community, or is this something where we're going to have to try to lure people to work with the incubator because the Doodles community isn't necessarily massive, or the talent pool very massive in terms of like development and engineering and all that stuff. So my big takeaway is the people that we do have excited to use the incubator from within the community. Let's make sure we create a platform that that empowers them to be able to build on top of it. So I don't think we got it 100% right this term. There was, Tony kind of alluded to it, where I think the human element is really, really important, and it's easy to treat everything like ones and zeros. But when it's a community and individuals behind and a part of a community, I feel like it brings a different layer to it, or level. Oh, my dough's done proofing. So anyways, I think like I've been really appreciative of you and your attitude and just how willing you are to come back to the table and see if this is something we can figure out. So anyways, very excited.
Let's make some fake ass. I'm joking. I'm just happy. Honestly, I'm happy that unlike many DAOs out there hasn't been any Ponzinomics to the Doodle stuff. Like, oh, let's sweep our own floor and like let's buy some doodles for the incubator in the future. And it's just been like actual things like that are people's passion, and they're trying to like use it to make their passion expand and doodle expand at the same time. So it's just nice to see. Oh God, we got roofs over here.
Dun dun dun. Hey, Roops.
Hi. Yeah, I'm like a bit of a misser today. Pretty sad. I got to miss Pinkster's thing. Yeah, I was excited to see it, so I'll be looking over the recording.
Yep,
But I
it's
do have
recorded
some
everywhere.
Yeah, I always listen to the recordings or whatever I miss, because there's some alphas being dropped there. But anyway, I have some alpha to drop for you guys. So apparently, if I'm reading this correctly, the skating dudes, the roller skating thing that's happening November 2nd on Ape Fest.
Yes.
Yep.
That's gonna be streamed.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be live streamed.
Yeah, it's gonna be live stream. Let me see if I can find the tweet. That's not hold on. Let me see. Puka.
Dude, and I feel like that goes with the Doodles vibe so much, like rollerblading. Like that's totally Doodles.
Yeah, we've actually been helping. So that's going to be the Rug Radio Asia Alliance team, Puka Rainbow and Maeve Knows. We've been helping them kind of get their tech in order, their production side, so that they can bring as good of a production as they can for everyone worldwide. So we're excited to assist them in doing that.
Yeah, that's like super. Like that's pretty awesome. Like yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, wasn't expecting that. That was yeah.
You're gonna see a very similar shape on their live stream that you might have seen before.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
maybe the same one we're using right now.
Very well could be. And we're gonna be like live on Spaces with them on that day. So we'll share all the links and stuff. We'll probably just do it the day before, just so the link is a little fresh. But yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I mean, the Dubro folks, like what are they making plushies? They're doing a live stream. They're hosting a roller skating event that's tied to another ecosystems large event that's not just like an NFT event. It's like an NFT project.
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
it was on the 8 Fest calendar. I was super stoked for that.
Pretty legendary.
Like
yeah,
that's really cool that they're able to pull that off. I want to know, and I think this is one of those great things. Like this is a good learning that they could share, because I know they had a pretty reasonable ask to the incubator, as far as I can remember. It wasn't a ton of money, but they've produced a plushie, which I can't imagine is inexpensive, and I know they got some sponsors. So I think that's something really cool. I would love for them to kind of maybe help other people learn, like, how did you go about, eliciting sponsorship? Was this someone you already knew? How did that happen? What were the terms of that? I think that would be super cool for people to know, so that they can feel confident to maybe attempt to do similar things. Cause I mean, that was a huge win. Like a plushie, that's so cool. Like what a cool addition to the event. But I digress. Just wanted to be excited about that.
Yo, Liv, that gives me a thought. That makes me think like it would be a good idea to have like a incubator alumni list, like people like Chef or whoever had a experimental proposal passed, or even an event proposal passed, to like be a part of like incubator
the alumni network
that other Doodles can reach
Oh.
out to and be like, yo, can you help me out with this part of my submission, or how did you answer that section, or like just a network that you can seek out for advice instead of just bugging the council the whole time.
That's a huge, because I know with other accelerator funds, like they'll bring back speakers. I'm not saying we need to do that necessarily, but the power is in the network of people who go on to do great things from this accelerator program. And so, yeah, I think using our devices to have an alumni network is a great idea. And I think it's probably informal now, but if it could be semi-formal, business casual. No,
so I'm thinking of it in two, maybe three prongs right now. Ash, you got my brain thinking. One, it could be a group chat, maybe even just like get people's heads together, just to
MVP,
so they commingle together. The other way I'm seeing it as a Discord role, possibly, because like if you gave people a Discord role, that's kind of like leading into like once this stuff gets more involved in like the studio, like where we had like the PPAC, we had badges. So a Discord role would work pretty good, because you could also like ping people with that role to be like, hey, whatever, I have an events question. Boop. Events coordinate, like whatever the thing is, like event creator or something, and then it would ping them, and then you'd be able to get like more targeted information from those people.
I think there's
dude,
have any thoughts on that?
That's a great idea to just have a Discord role, because then we don't need to create a new platform or have like back end and front end developed for the incubator website. We'll just have the role assigned to people, and in the ink tank, or no, sorry, what's the channel that we talk about?
It's Think Tank.
Think Tank.
Unless it got renamed.
It
but
is Think Tank.
Now that would be interesting.
Oh.
So okay, here's
Yeah, we could just talk there to them.
here's an
Like
in-
we could even have a list of people with their Twitters or like their name, their Discord.
Well, so
tags, right?
here's the interesting thought. So we could have a list because that would be essentially permissionless, right? Where if you got passed, you'd be on the list. But if somebody expressed an interest to help further, there could be like an opt-in Discord role where it'd be you'd have to qualify by having a past proposal or having a past commercial experiment, and then opt in to a certain category, right? Like, oh, I ran an event. That would be my opt-in, so that someone could in the Think Tank channel ping at events champions or whatever the hell it's called, in that way people could express whether they wanted to help and they'd be willing to be there. I don't know, Roops the Secret, hand raise, any thoughts about anything we were saying?
I think it might kind of need to dumb this down for me because I don't really see the point in that, because why doesn't the person just go on the prop website and look for funded events and pick whoever they want to DM? Also, a lot of people, like a lot of people, decide to mute servers because of excessive pings. Even if you have like an opt-in ping, they might still mute the server by accident if certain things get a little bit out of hand. So yeah, it's a tricky thing to think, because a lot of people value what goes in their notifications. So just opting in might be the most efficient thing, because maybe nobody might opt in, right? You might get what you need to get. You might get the result you need to get from all this efforts of having this new roles and stuff. Yeah, just my 2 cents.
That's also true. Yeah, we could just go to the past proposal sections and look up the dudes. But if we did end up giving a role, I think we should pick maybe Barry's badge as a Barry's PFP as a badge. If we ended up because like they call it one of the most famous Illuminati are called the PayPal Mafia. They're the PayPal core team that ended up like going through making up like all sorts of new ventures that were just as successful as PayPal. So if we ended up calling that the Illuminati like Doodle Mafia or something, we need like a PFP like Barry's for the badge.
Oh my gosh,
That's
so
what's up,
funny.
dude.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to this for sure. 82, I know you're making bagels, but any thoughts?
His mouth is full, bro. Let him go.
He's like, bagels.
Yo, I'm cooking. All right, what was the
Bagels.
question real quick? I'm forming my bagels right now, and I'm on a clock right now.
So, well, we had did you hear anything we were talking about the roles? Because I'll catch up to speed if you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
essentially, like, what do you think about that? What do you think is probably the most efficient, doable, reasonable way to maybe allow people to contact alumni who have had some success?
I see. I think anything that makes it more accessible is a win, personally. I know that there's been multiple people that have asked for kind of an easier way to collaborate and connect with other people, and people who have been successful in the past, people who are very skilled in whether it's artwork or solidity or whatnot. I think Roops has a point that they could go and find that on the incubator website, and that's for sure. But I think also if there was a way for us to make the barrier a little lower, I guess, where it's like if they're in Discord, it's easy to find them. I don't know what the right solution is, and I'll probably won't be a part of the decision making for it, but I think anything that can connect doodle holders so that they can build and empower each other is a win.
Oh, dude, you just came up with the name for it, Doodle Connect.
Oh.
Now my dough is about to dry out, so I got to go back to forming bagels.
Wait, 82, before you leave, if I put something in before, say Sunday, you guys reading it next week?
Yeah, we have 2 more meetings. Yeah.
Word.
Burry, what are you cooking?
Dude, you don't even know, dude. I gotta think about it for a second and then I'll write it down.
I'm gonna get it done though. It's gonna be done.
Yeah, dude. Procrastination.
Whatever it is, it's coming. That's awesome. No, I think
Groups, are you going to put an interest form in a Caribbean event?
Oh, Roops, make a prop.
I really don't. I don't want to come here. I serious. I really don't want to come here. I telling you the truth. Yeah. I mean, if y'all come here, I basically have to just try to ensure that y'all just stay safe. Because like I'd have to, just be there around, like just chaperone y'all. Someone has to be there, right? Just to make sure y'all don't get into any trouble.
Yo, do you have a mustache in actual life as well, Roops?
I just shaved it off, but yeah.
You shaved it off, bro?
You did. R.I.P.
I mean, it's I mean, it all depends on how I'm feeling these days. I really feel mustashy.
Are we growing for one for November?
I'll take it under advisement. Probably not.
I'll grow one with you.
Here what? Let me make a deal, right? If there is an event that I could actually make it to, that I have like some notice before, I'll do it, right? And I'll think, because yeah, I'm
how much notice and where is it got to be?
I don't know.
Burry's like,
yeah, dude, you gotta let us know, bro.
I mean, I don't know, a month.
Burry's trying.
It depends on how.
Yeah, we're kind of how far away can you go, dude? What is your maximum radius?
My maximum radius is right here in Trinidad. I mean, I really looking to spend that much on traveling and so that thing. That's just me personally, based on my position. But
yep.
If I have like some sort of thing going on in some other country, I mean, y'all would be the first to know, right? So that's what I said. If anyone in Panama, just hit me up, right? Or if not, well, whatever's.
Sure.
The thought did cross my mind to set a extend the thing to Complex Con, because that was like right there, but the days wasn't really lining up that too well. So yeah, works out.
I know what you mean. Eventually the stars will align, and we will.
Yeah, something like that.
I haven't heard of like too many folks going to Complex Con who don't live there. Is there like a contingent of people who are going? I'm curious.
No idea.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No
going,
idea, but just generally with the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bert.
I was gonna say I have a buddy out there, so like if I can show him the power of a free ticket out of Doodles, why not? Greasing wheels,
Free ticket.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Kyle says he's driving down to Complex Con. But yeah,
I'm thinking about it. It's going to be a game time decision. Depends on a couple meme coins pump. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Dude, yeah, I was about to say,
might have to
money.
Might have to riz my way.
Some annuities. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, it's like also the matter of visa that most people don't consider. Like, I mean, I'm privileged enough to be able to go to US, but most people won't be able to just because of visa. Even if they have time and money, US is not the most. It doesn't have the most friendly borders for people to go over there. And even if you can apply for a visa, it's like a very time-consuming application process that takes like at least a month.
Damn, that sucks. I think we take that for granted, because I know, like, when I went to Japan last year, I didn't have to do anything. I mean, I had to do like a few things, but it was not cumbersome at all.
I think you're gonna have to get a visa to go to Europe as a U.S. citizen.
I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
that's
why I'm going to become.
Even
that's why I'm going to become an e-citizen of
Estonia.
Oh, sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off, Ash. Go ahead.
No worries, bro. My bad. I was just gonna say, like, before I become a Canadian citizen, one of the effed up parts was that when Trump came into power, it was like "Oh, we're gonna do a Muslim ban, so people from these countries can't come over." I'm like, dude, I'm not even a Muslim, but like, okay. So just because of like being born in that country and I haven't like had my dual nationality yet, I wasn't able to like go visit friends anymore because of this stupid thing. And then it ended up like being suspended because I think the Senate or some like I don't know which entity overruled it in the end. But that's how like unfriendly the borders are. And yeah, for like most people like in North America, like I mean Canada, like US is probably like not a big deal if you have the time and money, but for others it's just not an easy process to travel to US. But I was just gonna say like it'd be cool if you just like use maybe next Monday or the week after to like kind of like do a brainstorm proposal together, like as a group of however many people show up to this space and be like, yeah, how could you address these
how
issues?
funny
How could you like make it past the rainbow event that anyone can participate internationally? Like be a scavenger hunt that is like designed to be a city by city thing, so doodles across the globe have to like participate to win or some shit like that. I don't know.
Okay, I think
You're
there's
talking about doodle geocaching, dude.
Dude, don't get us started on geocaching.
Don't get
I'll
started
go
on
off.
geocaching.
I'll go
please.
off. But Ash, I think there is something interesting there to what you're saying. It just as a one-off event, or who knows if it becomes a lot of fun. What if we put like an hour and a half on the clock for like an ink tank or some similar show, and from start to finish, we had to come up with an idea and submit it as an incubator proposal by the end of the show. Had to be done and dusted.
Oh, like we just slapped it together
Done
and we're
and
just like, all
dusted.
right, let's go.
Damn, that's actually good because like time restriction creates
Hilarious.
more creativity. But yeah, we can try.
Dude, that
man.
actually would be
sounds
kind of
cool.
sweet, except like a case study, not like or not like a case competition. You're like you ever do those in like college?
Yeah,
I'm talking about. Where you
but
like
we always
teams.
joked about having like a
Sorry.
Shark Tank or whatever. I'm like, let's just do it all in one. Let's just put some time on the clock. By the end of the show, we will press submit on something.
I like the.
Oh, it's got to be a
thought of that, 'cause it's
multiple
also
part. It's got to be a
educational.
multiple tier day. Like it's got to be like the morning has to be like team selection.
No.
And then there needs to be, like,
You
a
made it
break
too complicated. You made it too
something like that.
complicated. If you
Yeah.
show up, and we'll decide like if we get rev share, if you're a speaker on the space, I don't know. Like we'll figure it out along the way in that hour and a half.
Oh, you're saying like everyone build it together.
Yes.
That's one
Yeah,
thing.
like as a doodle group.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking
show up.
like freaking. I'm like battle of the
competitive.
dudes, dude.
Yeah, battle royale.
Competition, dude. Put some skin in the
I mean, we can get competitive later. Let's just do it once together to start it off. Roops, what's up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that you're not giving 8270 like much motivation to come back on the council, because I mean,
like we're gonna give them one every Monday night.
Hey, I didn't say
We get
that.
another proposal.
I said we'll try it
from
once.
us dumbasses. Yeah. It's like fuck.
Hey,
Try
I'm
it
down
once.
for it. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. Community co-creation, baby.
Okay, yeah. So we have him recorded, right, on Spaces agreeing to this. So yeah, we're safe. Right, cool. Let's run it.
Snapshot that. No, dude, I was gonna say it's also cool that because it's educational, so whoever is watching your show live can see in action the process.
Oh, we could
filling
stream
in an
us typing it.
Oh yeah, no, we can. Yeah, the whole
exactly.
thing.
So like whoever is not familiar with the process, they could just tune in the end of the show just to, you know,
someone's like, oh, I live in wherever, and they're having the whatever blockchain week in 3 weeks. We're like, all right, we're gonna write an event proposal.
Yeah,
that's one thing actually. I think that needs to be like mentioned. What is it, like FAM or whatever? Is that what's called?
Yeah.
FAM.
GM FAM
or something.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing. I feel like from an event standpoint, like I don't know if you don't have to like dox yourself, do you? It just shows you like where like the city you're in.
Not as far as I know.
Yeah. See, now like that's like helpful information of being like, all right, like I mean, you need to talk to X amount of people within this radius. You know what I'm saying? Like, if hey, Roops, can you go to the Dominican Republic? I don't know if that's in the radius or not. You know what I'm saying?
See, I think an easy way. This is just obviously like throw money at people and they'll do something. If there was incubator proposal or something, whatever. There was money where a doodle was bought, and they said, you have to, in order to enter to win this doodle, you have to give your geographic location on FAM and sign up.
Oh, yeah, incentivize it.
They would get a bunch of people to do it, I think. I mean, if you had like ears, I would think you'd be like, yeah, free doodle, sure, I'll sign up. Like, fuck that. Yeah. I mean, I guess you'd probably have to worry about wallet spreading, but I mean, like, I guess, is that the problem?
Okay, I'm thinking here. My mind is spinning. So I'm liking this idea of start to finish incubator proposal. And if it's fun, like Burry said, we can add some competition into it. Maybe like a hackathon. It's like an inkathon, right? Maybe we have a problem, a singular problem, and then we have multiple teams try to submit proposals to solve that problem or something of that nature. There's all kinds of fun things we can do.
Oh, dude, I like that. We can
I
like
have
drop
sweaty
the brief,
hands. How are we going to fix it?
The project. We could be one way, and then next week you have to deliver.
Now that would be a proposal to put out there. Does it need to be putting proposals in, or is it just getting a lump sum of money to make people be able to do things?
Well, I think because you could do it with an RFP. Like that's essentially what I'm describing, but it's like a community forward RFP. Like we come up with the problem that we see needs to be solved, and then we just work together in teams to solve this problem, come up with the best solution. We submit it to the incubator. Incubator decides which one solves the problem best.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. I think this was being discussed somewhere along the lines. So yeah, I think this might be something that we may see in the future. But I mean, of course, there should be like some sort of like controls out there, you know, because our community proposed bounty might be, you know, a little bit, you know, saying might be something to, you know, to flesh it a little bit.
Oh, I don't think.
I think it's some.
I don't think that. I don't think that we put forward the bounty necessarily. Like we put forward the idea. We go, hey, this is a problem we see in our community, or a problem we see in the space, whatever we decide to solve, and then you can put it. Someone can put in a proposal that's 5K. Someone can put in as 2K, 3K, however solves the problem. Whatever team figures it's appropriate, and then just submit it to the incubator.
Okay, cool. So it's like an intermediary sort of proposal submission where you and like problem is sort of curated by the council for the community to, you know, to come out and say, hey, I want to select this problem and I want to run with this problem. I want to submit a proposal for that problem.
Well, I think the incubator already has a vehicle to do that, which is like an RFP. I'm saying like let's just have some fun. Like let's do an inkathon where, like I said, we can try it out and do it on a space just one night. Like, hey, let's all submit a proposal together. See how that goes. If that's fun, then we go, hey, okay, you know, 2 weeks from now, we're gonna all meet on like Google Meet or Zoom, and then we're gonna do breakout rooms. We'll put an hour and a half on the clock. Let's try to solve this problem again. Like, I don't know. We'll just have some fun with it.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. At least in terms of like, because you could actually do something with it, you know. It sounds interesting. I guess like the concept, like you're saying, of it being a bigger scale, it would be like, let's say, all right, there's Complex Con, so we're gonna have 4 people propose events for Complex Con, and it just kind of would like allow the council to just pick one of them to do or something.
I think let's not make it more than what it is. I'm saying it's just a fun way to like solve small little problems. You know, if eventually it becomes some more of that, I'm like, let's have some fun, make some proposals together. That's really all.
But we're gonna need to see a 5-year plan.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just fucking send it, brothers. Like, let's have some fun.
Yeah, I mean. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it's either you go like one of two extremes, right? Either you run it like, you know, like an experiment, just have fun, or you go the complete opposite side of the spectrum and just run out a full, you know, product to the community for they to do this thing on it. Also, Tony and whoever listening in the audience, right? When they go on farm, you don't have to dock the actual location like we are at currently. You could set the pin to wherever you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
And then it could sign, right? So it's not like, you know, you could he actually ducks in location. He ducks like a little something outside the lines or somewhere or the capital city or something like that. So that's some information that should be like known to whoever decides that they want to do it. Yeah, I'm not really like that much of a fan of the whole like one doodle, one big massive reward, right? Even though it's like pretty like motivating for whoever wants to get in on the action. I'm more of a fan of spreading out the rewards so more people will get access to it. So rather than having a doodle, maybe a couple Genesis boxes or something like that to get them not that interested into flowing it and getting out, right? You have them, they could do stuff with the beta passes and unbox things and get more familiar with the flow environment, like tools for them to use now. So yeah.
Rubes, what country are you flying over right now?
Rubes is fan.
No, that's that's the thing. It's not a fan. It's a single prop plane this whole time. just buzzing over wherever.
Just a fucking Black Hawk.
Rubes is actually a crop duster by day, just tilling his fields with his plane.
What?
That does not sound like that was the first time you tried to imitate a crop duster.
That was the first. That was the first try. No lie. No joke. But all right. I think there's some fun stuff, like I said, to maybe be looking forward to in the future. I think we should totally do this time crunch incubator proposal. I think it sounds like fun. But it is getting a little late. We run for a little over an hour and a half, so I think we'll probably go ahead and start to wind things down. But this is really fun. I really enjoyed having Deepankster up, hearing from him, in his journey with getting a commercial experiment started. But before we wrap it up, Ash, I see you got your hand raised. What's going on?
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say, if you were down for it, I could try to actually make a structure for how to run this next week. Ran multiple design workshops before, so I know how to like structure this kind of stuff. We could start it with a brief. So I would design a brief of what the task is at hand that we could collaboratively like think solutions for. And then there will be a dedicated time for brainstorming where we just exchange ideas, go over the sections that needs a bit of creativity, and then we have another section for like logistics, like how, again, now that you have the idea, how can we execute? And then we leave some time for the end to fill the proposal.
I like that. Maybe if my only addition would be, instead of a brief, because I'm like, I really want to just see kind of like what happens. Like maybe there's
clicking send before the space finishes.
Well, that, but I'm also like, maybe like the brainstorming and brief combined, so that we can all kind of come up with that idea together instead of coming in with a brief. Because I think it's just been a lot of fun to be on these spaces, and every once in a while someone's like, we should do this. Like, I'm like, let's just let that be a thing and let's run with that and see what happens. So maybe but I like that general structure. I think that's super cool.
No, free flow improvisation could be dope as well. We'd try that.
We could also put out like a thought-provoking tweet, be like, hey, we're going to do this thing. We kind of hype it up.
That's interesting.
Say like, if you have any topic ideas or like problems you'd like to solve, drop them in the comments and we just might tackle your concern.
There's lots of fun things to do. I like that too. That's fun. Yeah, this is cool. See, and we're doing it right now. That's what I'm saying. It's happening. It's magic. But let's go ahead.
Wait. Quickly,
go ahead.
I just want to run through a few things. So I did see 82 that you posted that Shecky and the folks
Shecky Lin, yep.
Where are they? Taiwan? Or is it? Let me check.
Yep.
Let me
Taiwan.
Yeah, Taiwan.
Yeah, so that's the first event that's ever happened in Taiwan. I think it's like the lowest budget community event ever too. I'm like, man, just throw them double the budget just because they're trying to come in lean. I think it's really impressive. There's some other ones we've yet to see any movement on. Those would be the social good proposal by. Oh, it's gonna kill me if I don't know his name.
Wait,
Yeah,
David?
here,
David
I
by David.
yeah, so there's a couple social good ones. Inc. 35 has also been sitting in review, as well as there's a couple that are like logistically being sorted out by the team for like just to make sure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
Yeah.
So stuff like that's been reviewed by the team. Some of them it's kind of outside of the council's control. You should be seeing. We're meeting tomorrow, and we're hopefully going to have a few of those proposals updated with the outcomes. And then I think Inc. 74 will be discussing and voting on tomorrow in the meeting as well. And then I think we're pretty much caught up. There's some that are kind of just outside of our control. But we're aiming by the end of our term to have all of the proposals that are in there kind of either announced or resolved or whatnot.
Sounds like you guys might have one tomorrow, next Monday night, possibly, if this thing
Let's
works.
go.
But yeah, while we're here, I'll just give a shout out to Maeve in the crowd, Inc. 74. We run it, Rug Radio Asia Alliance. And like we said before, they're going to be streaming live from Rolling Dudes on the 2nd of November. So we'll be there live on Spaces with them. We'll post some more information and stuff to get, all the dudes up there. It's going to be in the morning time for folks in North America. So
bright and squirrely.
Bright and squirrely. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for coming through to Ink Tank number 14. Per usual, shout out to Deepang for coming through and lifts. We got Roops 82 and Burry. You guys are always rocking with us, so appreciate the love and the support. And we will see you guys same time, same place next week.
Thanks, everyone. Love y'all.
Let's do the thing, dude.
Think not of what doodles can do for you, but what can you do for doodles?
It's the best. So good. So good. So good.